This episode was made possible thanks to generous supporters on Patreon. Good day, guitar fellows, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Zerner's Guitar Lab. Today we are talking about hand dexterity and how it affects our playing. Also, why we should practice differently depending on which one of your hands is dominant. So let's get started. Some of you may know that I'm actually left-handed, but as you can see I play like right-handed. And when I started back when I was 7 years old, it was pretty much the same to me whether I will hold the guitar like that or the opposite way. And I decided that probably playing right-handed is the more practical solution in the long run, mostly because the choice of right-handed guitar is much bigger. This was a quite constructive decision to be made by a 7-year-old, but
a somewhat unfamiliar conception for the average mind.
What I found during my years of playing that for me it's relatively easy to play legato runs like Joe Satriani, for example. But when it comes to picking like Paul Gilbert, and suddenly it becomes a disaster. This made me thinking why it happens like that.
42.
And I came to the conclusion that probably that's because I'm left-handed.
Leftorium is no morium.
Back then I was very impressed by Michelangelo Batio, and I decided to make a small experiment, and I took one of my old guitars and converted it into a left-handed one. Then I tried to play some simple things on this guitar, and I wasn't surprised to find out that the picking came up to be much easier to me than the fretting hand. And this is how I came to the conclusion that I need to put an extra effort to develop my picking in order to balance my hand skillfulness. There are numerous left-handed guitar players who play right-handed, and just to name a few: Gary Moore, Johnny Gers, Kiko Loureiro, Mark Knopfler, Matthias Eklund, Michelangelo Batio, Neely Broch, Pliny, Steve Morse. To me it's not surprising that most of them have very prominent fretting guitar technique, and this is a good evidence that the proper strategy is to adapt your practice routine to your own dexterity.
Exercise!
Today's exercise for you is more like a general advice for improved practice. If you're right-handed and play right-handed, or you're left-handed and play left-handed, then my suggestion is to focus a little bit more on your fretting hand and to play legato runs like or to play a lot of complex chords like some jazz stuff, for example. On the other hand, if you're like me and you're left-handed and you play right-handed, or vice versa, then my suggestion would be to put an extra effort to work on your picking and to play things like metal rhythms. And things like that. Or if you're more into softer genres, then funk rhythms are the way to go. So that's everything for today's episode. I hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching, and if you like my work, consider supporting me on Patreon up here or on the links down in the description. Click like, subscribe to my channel, click that bell button to get informed when I upload a new video. See you next time, and remember, practice makes perfect.